in the time of different messengers were different. Ahkam, rules and laws, these were different. And once again, why it was? Number one, because of time. Number two, because of place and space. And number three, because of the nature of the people concerned. That was actually according to time and space and according to the nature of the people at that time and in that area. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi says that certain things are common, but certain others, they are different. Basically, the concept of ibadah is common, but how should be that ibadah? How many times a day? So every time there was no prayer 5 times a day. In different time, the times were different. Like as Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam on the night of Mi'raj, go back and ask for takhfif. 50 is too much in day and night. I have seen the Bani Israel, they did 3 prayer and they were not able to do it. Got it? So for them there were 3 prayer. For us there are 5 prayers. For them there was fasting, but what days? These are different days. But for us that is Ramadan. And for them, what was the ratio of zakat? Different ratio. For us, that's a different ratio. That is in accordance with the time, space, and the nature of people. Got it?
Yeah.
Or not it? Yes. So Imam Rahmatullah alayhi says that to bring it close to your approach or intellectual approach, I will give you an example of a doctor. That a herbal medicine doctor, when a patient comes to him, so number one, he looks at the person concerned and his nature. He looks at his complexion. That's why he is holding his pulse. And from this pulse, palpitation, he is finding out his nature. Number two, he is looking, for example, in herbal medicine, we used to ask the maris or the patient, what are you doing for your living? What are you doing for your living? Oh, Alhamdulillah, we have a lot of agricultural land and we have workers and they are working with the sun. We have this. Got it? So therefrom, he is calculating that how will be his diet, what he will be eating. Today, chicken roast, and tomorrow, soup, and the day after tomorrow, there will be pulao, and on weekend, there will be a bandar. And if the guy said that I am a busker, I am working in the agricultural land of so and so, yes, so then he picks up therefrom what he will be eating, spinach. What else? Sometime 1 egg or so. What else? Bamia. Yes. And just and dog and say like this. So all these things club it together and then he looks at his residence. Where are you living? Oh, in that area where there are soft drinking water coming down from the fountains. Yes. So you are drinking therefrom. Why he is asking all this? Because he is calculating to make a combination, and to find out therefrom that how his nature is, and then he studies the sickness he is going through, and then he looks at the weather and climate of the area he is living therein, the diet he is going through. So keeping in view all these, he suggests a specific type of medicine. Yes, that this medicine, but look that much. Twice a day or thrice a day. Got it? Now, another maris or patient, he will come to the same guy, the same hakim. He will ask all these questions. Then he will give him the same medicine, but he will tell him a different type of use. Why? Because he knows the climate he is living here in. Got it? The Abu Hawa. We call it what? Abu Hawa, where he is living and how he is. So he is giving. So Imam Rahmatullah alayhi says that's why the Sharia are different. Otherwise, the basic concept is one and the same. That Hakim, he is going to treat him. He is going to treat the first one. And so in India, at the time of Britishers, there were famous Hakim. Hakim Ajmal Khan sir. Yes. So he was very famous. Even from Britain, the people used to come to him. So one guy came to him. He was, and at the same time, yes, yes, and sometimes he was doing like this, yes, holding the hand of that patient in his hand and doing like this and this and looking at his complexion. Because all these are buttons. These are what? These are the switches of the whole body. Yes, they were. Yes, doing like this. Yes, and sometimes. Yes. The homeopathic doctor, if you will go to, he is doing that. Because allopathic, that's on one side. Herbal medicine on the other side. In between the homeopathic. They're just like a membrane. So anyhow, membrane in between the two. So anyhow, so he was doing it and he was looking at his complexion and talking to him as well. Yes, and at the same time, he's processing all these things he was feeling, he was watching, he was hearing. So he was making a combination of that, and then he was giving some medicine. So he suggested some medicine, and the compounder, who, you know, the compounder who is working with the doctor. So the compounder, he took it and he made the powders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, these are 8 doses for 8 days. Then you will come. So he took it. So he said that how much money? So Hakim Sahab, he told him, do ana. Do ana means 8 pennies at that time. How much? 8 pennies. After some time, another patient came to him and he was suffering the same thing and he talked to him. So he gave him the same medicine, the same dose, 8 dose. And he said that how much? So at that time, Hakim Sahab said 50 rupees. And at that time, 10 gram gold was for 50 rupees, but less than 50 rupees. Got it? So he took it and left. Now the compounder said, Hakim Sahab, Ajib, I'm making the medicine. That one guy, you charge him how much? 8 pennies. And the other guy, 50 rupees. He said, what's the difference? He said, yes, because of their situation. He said, what? He said that the first one, that was the actual cost of the medicine. That was the actual cost. So he was a poor guy, he was a masgar, he was a farmer. He was a farmer. And for him, these 8 pennies were also too much. But if I would not have charged it, maybe he would have thrown it. That's why he charged it. And the other guy, he came in this long car, having a driver and 2 servants. So it means that he was a rich man. As I was asking, what are you doing, fulan fulan? So if I would not have charged him 50 rupees, he would have thrown that medicine there outside. What is that? I came all the way from that far-flung area and that big cart, 8 pennies. Yes, I spent hundreds of dollars and it didn't work, hundreds of rupees, and only 8 pennies will work. So he said, actually, you have to make things acceptable to his mind. Got it? So they are doing all these things. So anyhow, Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, now he is giving us another example. Look at me. That look at a wise king Look at it. Wise king, that how he is dealing his own country and the people therein. How he is dealing the people in authority, those who are serving for the state and for the government. So Imam Rahmatullah Alayhi says, now he is a king, he is dealing his own workers and his own nation. Yes, and in the same way, in another area, there will be a king. He will be treating his people in a different way. Got it? Why all of us we left our country and we came here to America? Why? Say, because they are the ruler. They do not know how to treat people. Got it? Yes or not? And they are not providing us those facilities which America is providing us. Is it so or not?
Yes.
Yes. And most of the time, we are talking bad against America.
That's
Yes. And that's kufran and ni'mah. That's what? Kufran and ni'mah. If that is too bad, what you are doing here? Just get out of here. Go back. You know what I'm saying? This munafaqat. This what? This munafaqat. It is said that doing poo in the same plate where from you are eating. That's what we are doing. Yes or not? And we are sitting here and we are discussing the politics of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Oh, bro, think of here. You are here, your children are here. You know how to make your life here. Got it? So this is the thing. So anyhow, why the kings, they are treating their people different? Because even though every king and ruler, he wants to be in peace, not to have a trouble in his country. Yes or not?
Yes.
Is there any stupid king that he will be thinking other way that day and night I want to be in trouble? Or I want the country to be in trouble? What is happening the trouble? Because of their greed. They don't want the trouble, but they cannot hold themselves. They cannot hold. Our approach should be reasonable, not stupid and give a goof. Yet they are not doing it to create trouble for them. If I will become the president of America, I will want America to live in peace. Yes, and people to be happy with me and my rule. So next time again they will vote in my favor. Yes or not?
Yes.
And if I am causing them trouble, yes, with the intention, I want to cause them trouble, not to have peace and the stupidity who put you there. Yes, if I'm greedy, so I will be grabbing here from and there from and there from. In the long run, there will be trouble in the nation. That I didn't intend. I intend only this thing, but I didn't know what will be the after effects. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or not?
Yes.
So this is the case. So Imam Rahmatullah Alayhi says, وَتَأَمَّلْ الْمَلِكَ الْحَكِيمِ النَّاظِرَ فِي إِصْلَاحِ الْمَدِينَةِ. And think of the situation of that king who is wise and who is looking into the reformation of the state. وَسِيَاسَةِ الْجُيُوشِ الْجُنُود, or how to make his army good. Okay? Because every state, they are thinking of army before anything else. Imam Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, rahmatullahi alayhi, said that if you want to destroy a country, just break its army first. Got it? Break its army first. Got in Syria, the army is broken. So what happened? Bashar was able to hold himself. So everywhere where the conspiracies are going on, that is started against the army. That is getting started against the army. The army. Yes. And as I told you, when the army is broken, so then there will be turmoil. Then there will be what? Turmoil. And Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi says, that fitnatu sa'atin ashaddu alayya min zulmi al-malik 10 sinin. That turmoil of 1 hour, that is much more worse than the unjust dealing of the king for 10 years. Because at least the authority and the control is there. There is someone who is asking for, or there is someone you are complaining to. There is someone you are complaining to. But if the authority is not there, where do you go to complain? Say, we have seen there for a long time in Afghanistan. We have seen it or not?
Yes.
Yes, every 5-10 miles, there was another king. Yes, and when you were going to him, he was saying, give me that much. Yes, got it? I'll just go to another one. So this is the case. وَتَأَمَّلْ حَالَ الْمَلِكِ الْحَكِيمِ النَّاظِرِ. And think of the situation of the king who is a wise man, and Nazir, who is looking into the Islam of the state, was he has the Jews, and how to plan the army. كيف ينظر إلى الأراضي. So look at me. First of all, he is looking into that how much land we have. What's the situation of this land agricultural wise? What type of crop will be much more beneficial for the general public and for the state as well? So كيف ينظر إلى الأراضي. He is looking at the land, وريعها, the outcome. Really? The outcome, the crops. وإلى الزراع. And he is also looking at the farmers, that I have to provide them facilities. Otherwise, they will not be able to sow it properly if the proper seed is not there, if the proper manure is not there, if the proper plow is not there, if the proper thresh is not there. And just say it, the proper irrigation is not there. Yes, so I have to support the farmers to do it properly. And every government is trying to their best. وَإِلَى الزُّرَّاعِ وَمَؤُونَتِهِمْ. Ma'unat means their expenses. So he is looking at the expenses of the farmers as well. وَإِلَى الْحُرَّاسِ وَكِفَايَتِهِمْ. Hurras means the police. And also for the country internal, he is looking at the police, وَكِفَايَتِهِمْ, and how much they need. How much they need to give proper protection to the public. To give proper protection. If you will say that the policeman, he has to work for $7 an hour. $7 an hour. They will be running day and night on these freeways for $7 an hour. Say, وَكِفَايَتِهِمْ, you have to keep them happy so they will work wholeheartedly. فَيَضْرِبُ الْعُشْرَ. Ushr means tax. Or Yusuf is not the same ushr. This is ushr tujjar. Ushr tujjar means the tax. فَيَضْرِبُ. So he is fixing the tax. وَالْخَرَاج, and the land revenue. حَسْبَ ذَلِكَ, accordingly. وَكَيْفَ يُقِيمُ هَيْئَاتِ الْمَخْصُوصَةِ, and how he is making the departments and the organizations. The departments and these are hayat. Hayat mean organizations. Mahsusa, visible organization. وَقَرَائِنَ مَقَامَ الْأَخْلَاقِ وَالْمَلَكَاتِ, and also he is putting qarinas, means the things, maqam al-akhlaq, in the place of character, وَالْمَلَكَاتِ الَّتِي يَجِبُ وُجُودُهَا فِي الْأَعْوَانِ, and also the qualification. Malakat means the qualification. الَّتِي يَجِبُ وُجُودُهَا فِي الْأَعْوَانِ, which is must for Awan. Awan mean those who are working for the government and who are working for the state. So, for example, if they are taking someone as a soldier in army, the qualification and the qualities are different. But a constable in the police, that is different. And if that is a computer guy there in a specific department, so the qualifications are different. So he is looking at all that, and then he is checking them or he is testing them based on that. No. That's why. If he is interviewed, so for example, if you are interviewing someone to make him a police officer, police officer, so in the interview, you will pose questions to him that, what do you know about poultry farm? Yes. How the poultry works and how the dairy works. Yes. And what will be beneficial for a cow? Yes, as far as milk is concerned, that how many kilos per day? Bro, I'm not for dairy department. I'm not for dairy farm. Yes, I'm getting interview for police. Got it? So that's what Imam Rahmatullah says, that فَيَتَّخِذُهُمْ عَلَى ذَلِكَ الْقَانُونِ وَكَيْفَ يَنْظُرُ إِلَى الْحَاجَاتِ. And not only that, he is looking also to the needs الَّتِي لَا بُدَّ مِنْ كِفَايَتِهَا وَإِلَى الْأَعْوَانِ, which is must to be sufficient, وَإِلَى الْأَعْوَانِ, and looking at the workers as well. وكثرتهم, and to the number of them. فيوزعهم توزيعا يكفي المقصود. So Imam Rahmatullah alayhi says, for example, for LA County, there are 1,000 police officers. How many? 1,000 police. So then he calculates that how big this area is. Yes, in those many miles area, how many of them should be deployed? So that's called tawzi. And how to divide them or distribute them. Tawzi'an yakfil maqsood, which can bring the purpose that they be good for purpose. وَلَا يُضَيِّقُ عَلَيْهِمْ. But he is giving them such a deployment that it does not cause them, any tangi or sleep or any contraction. Yes, so they may do their duty in a less way. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمته يا أرحم الراحمين. Imam Waliullah should have